Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I maintain my sourdough starter. And what's different about the way I maintain it is I don't have a discard. I mean, discard doesn't make sense to me, right? So you're trying to figure out what to do with the discard. You don't want to throw it out because that's a waste, but then you got to figure out a recipe for your discard. Guys, if you follow this method, you won't have to worry about that anymore. So if you're consistently making bread or bagels or wraps, anything with sourdough, you're baking with sourdough, this is a great way to maintain your starter. All right, so what do we have here? I got two different jars, right? This is my constant starter. This is the guy that goes in the fridge. We named him Sam. What did you guys name your starter? If you haven't, you got to name it. Throw some suggestions in the comments for the name of your starter or what the name of your starter is. So Sam is my go-to. He sits in the fridge when I'm not using him. This is Sam the night before getting ready to bake. So in this situation, today I'm going to bake, all right? And I maintained my starter last night. And this sat on the counter from last night. So what does that mean? I take Sam out of the fridge. So he's been maintained, okay? So what this starter always has for me is 150 grams. Typically, it's always 150 grams, all right? And why 150 grams? Well, we like to bake 2 loaves of bread, say, at a time. So if we have him at 150, right? We take him out of the fridge at 150. We get a nice new glass jar, and we need, say our recipe calls for 200 grams of starter, right? We take 100 out of here, we put it in the glass jar, right? So then we have 100 grams in here, and then we add 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour. That makes a 200 gram starter, okay? And that will help us to make our 2 loaves that say are 100 grams of starter. And now what do we have here? Now he has 100 removed and all that's left there is 50, right? And how do I maintain him? I'm just going to add 50 grams of water and 50 grams of flour. And now I have 150 grams again. So when I made him last night, you could see I put the rubber band where he sat. He's already grown a little bit last night. So the key is your starter in the fridge, you want to use it before, you want to use it at its peak. And that's the same thing for, what we do with this method of getting a starter on the counter the night before. Could you pull them out of the fridge and just use them? Yeah, I mean, you could, but he has to go from cold to warm. He's not as active and bubbly. Look at this. I mean, this starter sat in, I created him, 8 o'clock last night. He sat on the counter. The rubber band here is showing where he was when I started him last night. And this is how much he grew last night. So I got to get to baking right away, right? Because I want to use this at the height and his peak. And this is about the peak before he falls. So that's the beauty of, doing it the night before and letting it warm up overnight, get bubbly, get going. You can use the cold, but it might take longer for the fermenting process of your bulk ferment of whatever you're baking. So it smells great, and you can see like the little jiggle in there, how easy and active this is. You got all the bubbles. It's very light and airy, and it had an opportunity to go overnight. And this thing is ready to go. Now, one thing I like to do is when I'm making this one, the one that stays in the fridge, is after I mixed it, I'll just leave it on the counter for a little bit and I'll let it start to, grow a little bit on the counter before I put it in the fridge. And what you have to consider, guys, is this is just the faster version of this. This goes in the fridge and it's retarded, is what it's called. It slows it down, it's colder, it's not able to grow as quick. And that is a great way to maintain it because you don't have to worry about, if you guys know what the hooch is on a sourdough starter, it's that liquid, which is pretty much like alcohol. I've seen videos where people maintain it and they'll like get rid of that or they'll mix it in. My starters never have anything like that. They never get to that level, which I think is, is huge. And in this way, like I said, this thing is active. It's ready to go. It's not been sitting in a fridge for 2 or 3 weeks, and it's not able to be really get going when you start to add the flour and water when you're going to bake, so you get a good rise, a good crumb, things like that. Hey guys, I'm going to have a playlist at the end of the video with all my sourdough. I'd love you to go check it out and see if there's something for you in that video with your sourdough bread. So again, if I mess up this starter by maintaining it, I added too much flour, too much water, or something like that, I get this one that's really just a bigger starter. And I could just use this, use what I want, and unfortunately discard it. Or find one of those discard recipes and bake with the discard, which I don't do, and it doesn't make sense to me. So you won't see any discard recipes on Home Cooked Basics, because this is just something I don't do. The beauty of this is you're maintaining a beautiful starter that's always active and bubbly, and there's a good chance that you can never mess it up. Like this Sam is a couple years old now. The same starter, no issues, no problems. So I got a tip for you too. So once in a while, it'll be like you pull this out, you set this up, and the next day it didn't really grow much. And it's like, what's up with that? Like sometimes like the starter just doesn't seem to do what it's supposed to do. Obviously temperature and everything can be, can play in that. Like, so sourdough, as you know, is just a ongoing thing that you got to kind of watch, maintain, and figure out. But what you can do is just, do a double feeding. So feed it twice, get it more active out of the fridge, and you'll see that next time it's just right back to where it was supposed to be. Another way to make sure you get a good starter is use a good flour. I only use organic flour. If you're maintaining a starter, think about using your organic flour at least for that, because I think there's less chemicals, obviously, and stuff in there. And I only use organic flour, and it seems to be a little more bubbly. You could use a whole wheat flour. Seems to have a little bit more in there. Or if you can get a flour that's stone grind, which I'm about to get into. So that stone ground flour is grinding the whole wheat berry, and there's just a lot more in there, a lot more nutrition, and that would really keep an active starter. Or use a high protein flour like bread flour. Don't use all-purpose flour for maintaining your starter. Use a bread flour. So those are a few suggestions, guys. I hope this didn't seem confusing to understand how to maintain a starter. This is how I do it with no discard. I got this video here on how to feed a starter, and this video here is my playlist on sourdough. And I'll see you next time on Home Cooked Basics.